I'm Michael Santucci, an audiologist, founder and president of Sensaphonics Hearing Wellness, and co-inventor of the ASI Audio 3D-ME Active Ambient In Ear monitor system. I'm here today with one of our early adopters of the new 3D-ME In Ear system, Mitch Malloy, lead singer of the rock band Great White. Mitch, say hello to everybody.
Hey, Michael. Michael, yeah, you probably don't remember this. I'm sure you don't because it was at NAMM, but it was a long time ago. And I stopped at your booth and I spoke to you, and I thought, oh, I want to get those Sensaphonics so bad. And I mean, this is like a million years ago, and you knew so much about it. You blew my mind because you knew all this stuff. I had no clue. I had used a couple of things prior to that, but it wasn't at your level, you know. So
well, thanks for the compliments. I'm very flattered. Thank you so much. So let's talk about you. You've been working on some new music recently, and so tell us a little bit about your project, your process, the gear you're using.
Yeah, so I've had a few different kinds of in-ears over the years. I started using them really early on because it was a situation where I'm a lead singer and you can never hear the monitors. I could never hear myself live ever, right? So
everybody complains about that.
Yeah. So for me, the first time I ever used them, it was like, oh my, it's like I'm in the studio. Like, this is amazing. So so it was a real easy no-brainer for me, and to be able to finally get to Sensaphonics was a goal as well. So just the fact that your molds are softer, they feel better, they're more comfortable, and the sound fantastic. So, and then with this 3D-ME thing with the microphones, I have mine right here. I just thought I would just pop it into the camera so people can see it. There's microphones, like if with the other molds, the speakers are in the mold, right? So this one, the speakers are not in the mold, they're in this housing, but it sounds fantastic. Like, it doesn't hurt the sound. I think this sounds actually better than anything I've heard, honestly. So if people have that question, and I would imagine they would, because if people are used to using the molds with the drivers in them, those are fantastic, obviously, but there is no going back. I mean, it doesn't.
Well, interestingly, Mitch, and you'll be happy to know this, we're launching the fully custom version of that earphone.
Awesome. Even
the
better.
Exact same components, except in that full custom version, that the tour, the custom tour, we call it, because the A-listers like you prefer to have that completely custom one. However, for this version, which comes with a variety of soft tips to fit on the end, we can also make a really cool attachment custom ear mold. So it actually turns that into a custom by just making a sleeve that it goes into, made to your ear. So it really, for a much lower price and a little less hassle, you can get the custom feel and fit.
Yes, and there doesn't seem to be any degradation of sound at all. I mean, it sounds fantastic. And then this box, this box is awesome with the volume control. You can bring up the mics that has mics in it. It's amazing to be able to bring in the ambience. I love it. Yeah,
so that's the thing. In-ear monitors right now are the way pretty much every large tour and even club bands are now using. It's becoming pretty prevalent, the in-ear monitor system.
Yeah.
But you've explained that, what do you think? These ambient mics allow you to hear outside your head and combine it in your head with your in-ear mix. And so tell me a little bit about what that's like to hear things outside and rather than being all isolated.
Right. So it's great because when you're isolated, I'm fortunate enough to be in a big band, Great White. I mean, so it's generally packed houses and really loud crowds, and they're right in your face, and they're like, yeah. You can see them, but you really can't hear them. I mean, I can hear them a bit in my mic, but so to be able to turn up the mic on the ears is just like so cool. And beyond that, like in a rehearsal situation, it's fantastic because you can hear the guys. Or I started using them in the studio. I'm sitting in my studio right now, and I started using them to track vocal, the guitar in the studio. And the fact that you can amplify the room and it brings it right into your ears. It's just another level. Performing solo acoustic, it takes my vocal to another level because I can hear like I've never been able to hear before.
Well, now that people are not able to get together and play with their band many times because of what's going on with the COVID, I've heard from a number of our adapters for the 3DME that they would do something like, I take a recording of our stuff and put it through my wedges, and now I got my band playing. I listen to them through the microphones, and I can just put my vocal and guitar in my ear monitor mix, and it's like I'm playing with my band, so I can practice and still hear things. So it's a very versatile earpiece.
Yeah, and the thing that I just described, being in the studio, like tracking, you're used to having the cans, and you're really isolated, and all you can hear is what's coming through the speaker, the headphones.
Yeah.
So to have a microphone there, be able to hear your natural voice with, at the same time. Like I said, I can hear better in the studio now with these than I've ever been able to hear.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what we wanted to hear about is some things besides live performance. They're built for live stages, right? They're built for you to be on a stage, to hear your bandmates in the room without having a million mics set out there. And you get all your localization and spatial cues. The drummer's now behind you and the crowd's in front of you. And if you turn around, they move with you. All that's great for live, but we're finding now all these applications for sitting in your studio, streaming music.
Yeah, I never saw that coming at all.
All coming around. So
really cool.
I don't know if there's anything else you want to say about these and how you're using them in application as far as hearing safety. My whole career has been to try and get musicians to, as you know, protect their hearing. It's a valuable asset. Yes. And the limiter and the mic levels and EQ really are tools that people are supposed to be using to try and protect themselves. How important is that to you?
Well, that was one of the things that really impressed me about you when we met, way, way, way back. All those things you were saying, I was like, wow, this guy is like a real doctor. He's really trying to help musicians. He's not just trying to sell something. He's actually trying to improve things for us, which is fantastic. My ears are really, really well preserved because of this situation. And, it comes with...
Glad to hear that, Mitch. That's my whole career. We're the only manufacturer that has a clinic. We see over 2,000 musicians in our clinic. So we see all the hearing loss out there. There's a tremendous amount. People don't like to talk about it, obviously, and I don't blame them, but I can't share names, but there's just a plethora of really severe hearing problems that people come in very upset, and it's ruining their professional careers. So I'm glad you take the time to take care of your ears. Thanks so much for your time today. This is great, and such a great discussion. But before I leave, tell me a little bit about, I heard you got a new project going on, and tell me a little bit about your latest music and where we can hear it and others can hear it.
Bring this up on my phone. We just got the logo made today. If you can see that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So Great White is kind of, obviously my priority, and I love being in the band. Everything's great with Great White.
Iconic band.
But it's a huge band. Yes. So, but it's too big to operate right now. So I had to kind of shift gears, and I had told them, I said, you guys, I'm going to need to do some shows, on my own. And they're like, yeah, I think they expected it because that's what I was doing before I was in Great White anyway. So I've just formed a new band called Malloy, and we're going to be playing, nightclubs and, all kinds of places, and that's going to roll out. We're working on the single next week and a video, and that's going to come out, and so I'm excited about that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
and
congratulations on your new project, and good luck.
Yeah, and they're all going to be using this.
Yay.
Yeah, that's happening. So we're all going to be on the
Fantastic.
same system.
That's fantastic news. All right. Thanks again, Mitch.
Thanks, Michael.
We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.